2003, we had a spectacular year. We were all
2003?
23, thank you. I literally read my notes, and they're correct in terms of what I said, but not the topic. Okay, so 2023, thank you. As the year rolled along, we were busy, very busy around here. And as I started reflecting back and looking at what we did, I thought, wow, we did a whole lot during the year. So our board members and volunteers pitched in and made it a spectacular time. One of our efforts has been to raise public awareness about the Historical Society. And we do that through a variety of things, anything as whimsical as the cardboard boat race to producing stage play, historical writings and publications that we have. And in quarter one, I had the fortunate opportunity to represent Charles as the Grand Marshal of the Lundi Gras Parade. So that kicked off our year. Yeah. Yeah, dog and all. So, which is there's more story to this at the end, but I'm not going to go into that. I didn't quite finish the parade.
My car blew up.
Yeah. We had a vehicle malfunction. But that was a lot of fun. We participated in the Rotary's cook-off and had a good time with that. And again, we had the opportunity to be a part of that and promote the Historical Society. And we had in costumes that crew there that served at the Rotary cook-off. And then we had a Super Sunday, which was on a second Saturday here. Those some young men that helped clean up around here and do some work around here from Stanislaus. They volunteered some service hours. So that was very nice to have those young people participate and maybe create an interest in history. So, oh yeah, that part of our Super Sunday, this young couple, they didn't meet at the Super Sunday. They had met 60 years ago, maybe, Brian? Yeah, but anyway, so we couldn't pass up that photo there for the Super Sunday. And this is us discussing ice cream flavors or whatever. So that was a real fun event. And we got a lot of good PR out of it. We're giving away free ice cream. A lot of kids came by and family event there. In quarter two, we had the cardboard boat race. And that's been a good success over the years. And it again, we'll have hundreds of spectators watching the cardboard boat race and a large number of participants in it. We're a bit challenged now because that area that you see is shoaling considerably. And there's more sand than water. While we don't need a lot of water, we do need some. And what makes that venue so good is people line up not only on the beach, but all along the pier. And they observe that pier will have hundreds of people on it. So we'll be challenged this year. Last year we were lucky, and I was looking at the shoaling just last week, and it's getting pretty serious. So we don't know what we can do there. We also had the Gulf Coast Historical. Oh yeah, how you like that shot? Yeah, that was Ladder and Bloom did a good job with with their boat. And these are the kids from the. We had before I jump into that, we had the Gulf Coast historical exhibit that we do at Biloxi every year. Eddie Coleman puts together a great exhibit and presents over there. It's on a Saturday and Sunday once a year where the various Gulf Coast historical societies get together and have an exhibit over there, and did a spectacular job with it as usual. Then in quarter three, we had the Orphan Train, and there's some kids there from the Orphan Train. That was a play that Beverly had a hand in writing up, Jen Codling directing. We had 5 sellout performances of that show. So it was a tremendous success, and again, put our name out there to the public. So. We also had Pat Murphy's book, Growing Up Downtown. Those books came in, and I'm still back on the play, excuse me. We had quite a host of characters, a lot of kids obviously involved in that. That's Charles's star that we dedicated also during the year. That was quite a highlight and something we were very glad to be able to do. So he's memorialized right out here on the sidewalk as you saw when you came in. So that was very nice. So at St. Augustine Seminary, we had a part of the centennial celebration over there. We provided a lot of historical information on that. I was actively involved with the putting together of that process on behalf of the Historical Society, and it was really spectacular and something that was very well received. There were approximately 1,000 people. We served, I think, 1,100, 1,200 meals to these various parishioners that came in from Florida to Texas, Arkansas, and in between. In their full regalia, and the various parishes had banners, and they marched, as they did in 1923, from St. Rose de Lima Church to the seminary. If you don't know the history of that, it's pretty enriching. And in the Historian this month, we had an excellent article by Jim Schott, one of our members, and who's an amateur historian. So that was an exhibit that Jim put together in the chapel that chronicles the history of St. Augustine Seminary throughout the years. So we'd like to see that as a permanent exhibit somewhere, but that's yet to be determined where that might be housed. So very well received. This is an event we put on in conjunction with Space Day in the Bay, where we were able to get individuals who either themselves grew up or their parents grew up on the land that was appropriated to build Stennis Space Center. And those folks recounted their history and their memories of living where Stennis is now, and the fact that they were displaced, if you would, and moved on in life. And that was very interesting to get these personal recollections of how life was for them before Stennis came about. Pat's book, as I mentioned, this is was a unique opportunity for us as a historical society. I got a call from Pat and asking me if I'd be involved in this. And I said, well, Pat, we chatted, and I said, well, tell me what you do. You wrote a book, this and that. And I said, well, how'd you get my name? And he said, well, I talked to so-and-so, and she said you'd be the guy to help get involved in this from the distribution and the sales of this book. So we did, and Pat generously, we have a sharing of revenue, if you would, on this. And what he agreed to do, and we had to talk him into taking any money from this, but we felt like he should take some. He wanted to give it all to the society. And we said, well, Pat, anyway, so we went round and round, and finally we talked him into taking some money, royalties. So what we agreed to do, he would get 1/3 of the profits as royalty. The Historical Society would get 1/3 to use as we would like, and another 1/3 would be held in I'll say foundation for lack of a better word, and use that money to be able to help sponsor other historical publications, writings, paintings, whatever that we felt would benefit our community. So we have that catch of money, and between all of that, we could, right now we're going into a second publication. We sold out 1,200 books. Wow. We thought that was a real stretch to do 1,200, and I think we have a dozen left. So we've just ordered 500 more. But out of that, it'll probably generate about 15 to 20,000, or 60,000 in total, with 1/3 going to each of that apportionment that I mentioned to you. So it'll give us a real opportunity to sponsor promotions, and I'll talk about something in a minute, the play that we're going to do this year, and we can support that kind of activity with those funds. So that was a real accomplishment. We're very pleased with that. Not so much historical, but we got a sign that tells you where the Historical Society is. we got that little thing done. And we got a new sign up on the front of the building on that post that says, you know, welcome. We didn't have the welcome before, we just had the name. So one of our members said, Chris, why don't you tell people they're welcome? I said, well, that's a good idea. I said, we can do that. So that was good. So a couple of things I want to just go over with you coming up. You can go on our website now. We've after watching Amazon for 20 years, we said, you know, maybe we ought to be able to allow members to purchase books online. So now you can go online through the Historical Society and purchase books. And we're going to expand that to other merchandise, copies of photographs, things of that nature, in order to help create some additional revenue and get our name out to the public. We're going to do a stage presentation of the Battle of the Bay, as we're calling it. Going back, you know, at the foot of Ullman, where that sign is, historical marker, the seahorse and that battle out there. Beverly has written a play that will feature that event. And I mean, cannons firing off the stage. Theatrical cannons, no real cannons. And so it'll be safe to sit in front of the stage. So we have that in the making for, it looks like a September date there. We'll be producing that play. We're going to look at incorporating some history, Mississippi history here with elementary schools at the Historical Society, and do that as part of their learning experience. And also, Dr. Keating has a book that will be published on the economic history of Hancock County. So that'll be another publishing opportunity for us here. So in summary, that's about what we did in 2023. And again, I thank our board of directors and thank volunteers who were all part of making this happen. So thank you all. So yeah.